Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to French braid. Most of you probably already know how to French braid. Most of the girls probably do, maybe a couple guys. But it's a very easy skill to have. When you're older and you want to have babies, and you're going to have a little girl, maybe, then you're going to want to French braid their hair because it looks really adorable. I learned to French braid when I was in 6th grade. I used to play volleyball, and there was a mom that would French braid all the girls' hair on my team before a tournament. I became very fascinated by this. I wanted to know how to French braid. I wanted to become an expert. So I'd watch her French braid everyone's hair on the team until I got the gist of it. After the tournament, I would go home and make my mom sit on the couch while she was watching TV and braid her hair for hours until she complained that her hair was becoming too greasy or that I was pulling too tight. So French braiding can be helpful if you want to do something different with your hair, or you want to do something different with your friend's hair, or have like a fun little braiding train. So today I'm going to tell you guys the materials you need, what to do with those materials, and lastly, how to French braid. First, we're going to talk about the materials that you need. You're going to need a hairbrush, 2 hair ties, and a spray bottle full of water. First, you're going to use your hairbrush. You're going to brush your person's hair until there are no more tangles left. Sure, I brushed your hair so there's no tangles. There's nothing more frustrating than French braiding someone's hair when there are tons of knots in it because it makes it very hard. After you have made sure that there are no more tangles, you're going to part the person's hair in half. So what I do is I point at the nose because it's at the center of the face, and you draw a straight line back, and I put my finger through her hair and I push each side over the shoulders so you get this straight line. So once you have both braids, the line is going to be straight and clean and it'll look very nice. Next, you're going to grab one of your hair ties and put this aside that you're going to braid second in a ponytail. By putting this in a ponytail, you're going to keep the straight line in the back of the hair so you're not going to mix up the hair. Now, you're going to need your spray bottle. You're going to only want to use the spray bottle when the person has curly hair. So curly hair tends to get more tangled, and water helps it stay less tangled. And curly hair tends to have more flyaways, and it keeps the flyaways in the braid. So if she had curly hair right now, I would spray her hair, but she has straight hair, so I'm going to leave it dry. Now we're going to start braiding. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a chunk of hair about this size that's close to the part and at the top of her head. With this one chunk of hair, you're going to split it into 3 different sections. So 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay, now with these 3 sections, you're going to start braiding. So what you're going to do is I always start with the left chunk. You can always start with the right chunk. It really doesn't matter. So you're going to take the left chunk and you're going to put it over the middle chunk and twist the middle chunk under. With this new left chunk, you're going to grab a chunk of hair. She has thick hair, so I'm going to grab a lot of hair. Someone who has thin hair, you're not going to grab as much. Okay, now that you have a bigger chunk of hair on the left side, you're going to take your right chunk and put it over the middle and twist the middle under, and then grab hair. After that, you're going to pull it tight so that the braid stays close to the head and that no flyaways come loose. So now I'm going to take the left chunk and put it over the middle chunk and then grab more hair. And then I'm going to finger comb it because there's some lumps in it, and it doesn't look good as a finished product if you have some lumps in it. So I'm going to keep doing this on both sides, the left and the right chunks, until we get close, to the bottom. Some people have a tender head, so you can pull harder, but some people's heads are like weak, so you have to be careful with them. So she is fine, so I'm going to keep pulling tight. so that no flyaways become loose. So now we're getting close to the bottom. Once you get close to the bottom, I tend to grab more hair just so that there's no hair left at the bottom. So we're almost done. Okay, now she has a little chunk left. So I'm going to take this last chunk of hair and add it to my left chunk. Okay, now you have no more hair to grab. So now you're just going to do a regular braid. So I'm going to take the side that I left off on, which was the right side, and I'm going to put it over the middle. And a braid is just a French braid without adding hair. So I'm going to put the right side over the middle, then the left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. So a lot of girls have layers in their hair, so some pieces will come out like it has right here. That's where I add a ponytail so that it looks better. There's no loose ends. And then you have one braid. It's a little loose right here, but now you're going to do the other side. You're going to take this ponytail out and then repeat the same steps on this side. So now you know how to French braid. So in conclusion, French braiding is fairly easy. It's fairly quick once you get the hang of it and once you've had a lot of practice. I showed you the materials that you need, what to do with those materials, and how to braid. So when you guys have your kids, you can French braid their hair, or if you guys want to grow out your hair and braid it, it'll look very good. Thank you. Today, you start recording. So today, I'm going to teach you guys how to French braid. I already forgot. Oh my god.